Welcome back to the already the final segment of today's Price of Business. So glad to be with you. Of course, we're on the Biz Television Network and, of course, on Business Talk 1110 AM. And I'm with my friend, Congressman Steve Stockman. You got to remind you, Steve, we got about 4 minutes left, so come on and contain yourself a little bit. But now let's talk about Super Tuesday. That's how we ended the last segment. From what I understand, Ted Cruz, head and shoulders, his ground game is above anyone else out there. He has a machine, and he is without question. You know what? He's probably the most disciplined campaigner I've ever met besides you. Because you did with discipline what others do with money.
Right.
And he does the same thing, but he also gets money and discipline. He's amazing.
Yeah. And he has a very innovative app where you play games to compete. It's brilliant, and he's done a lot of innovative stuff, which I've always respected in a candidacy, where you're willing to experiment and go forward. I mean, that's what Barack Obama did when he got elected. He changed the dynamics and through his coming up with new ideas. I think it was really more his campaign staff than Barack Obama, but Cruz is coming up with some very innovative stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up doing better in New Hampshire than what they're saying. Oh, he's down at 4th or 5th, but you may get a bump from Iowa. Mm-hmm. And get people excited, and Alan Dershowitz is not the right-wing conservative, and he announced that he by far was the smartest student he ever had in his class.
Yeah, he's been on my show 3 times.
Really?
Alan Dershowitz, he said that repeatedly. He goes, I respect Cruz completely. I don't agree with him on anything, but I respect him completely. Anyone who underestimates Ted Cruz, he said, does so at their own peril.
Yeah, I remember during the debate, he memorized all the questions on the top of his head, what all the questions were, and he turned it into a catchy phrase. That wasn't pre-planned. A lot of the stuff that you see in debates, where, oh, no, John Kennedy, all that was all pre-planned. Even Reagan's where he said, I won't hold against Jimmy Carter his youth and inexperience. Walter Mondale, his youth and inexperience,
That's right.
And, that stuff was kind of...
There you go again, Mr. President.
Yeah, that was all pre-planned, but what Cruz did was phenomenal because it wasn't pre-planned and it was spontaneous. And he used it off the top of his head, a phenomenal response. And it just amazes me when I see him in debates.
Yeah, it is amazing. Very good stuff, again, with Congressman Steve Stockman. Who do you like, then, in the Super Tuesdays? I mean, obviously, there's several states in play. Who do you end up seeing rising to the top?
Well, there's 2 different questions. You and I.
You like yourself in Super Tuesdays?
Yeah, no, but but you and I are good friends with a lot of the Texans. There's a lot of the people running.
We're both very close friends with Rand Paul.
Yeah, and we're close with Cruz, and we both know Bush.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't affect my opinion. Although I actually worked for Bush at one point.
Did you?
I was a consultant, part of a consultant team that helped in his gubernatorial race back in the 90s.
Not gonna do it. Want to be pretty?
Not that Bush, Jeb Bush. So very interesting stuff. Very interesting conversation. What else you got going on the political front? We dragged you in from D.C. to do this interview.
Yeah, I still stay in contact with a lot of people that are running for office, and I give them. Some I don't know, some of the things that I did in my campaign. They're always curious about what we did, and I share that. And as you know, I worked with Morton Blackwell from Leadership Institute. I also worked with the NRCC before, teaching campaigns, and that's my love, and enjoy it. And the people are fantastic. It's a lot of fun. If you ever run for office and you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing it.
Give us your Twitter follow. Your Twitter handle.
At Steve. Works for the number 4U, and actually, people don't know this, but most congressmen don't do their own tweets, and I took it over, and I'm so proud, Kevin. In the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I picked up another 1,000 followers. So,
not surprised.
Yeah, I get the left pretty upset with some of my tweets, and we try to be funny about it, but sometimes people take it the wrong way. Intentionally so, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Stockman, he's great. He's a regular part of this program, and it's good talking to you, my friend.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back in Houston.
You bet. When we come back, we're going to have more for you, and you're watching or listening to The Price of Business.